In this video, we are going to be looking at Chapter 15 of Test-Driven Development by Example, and this is on mixed currencies. So you can see on our to-do list, I've gone and bolded the use case there, very first one, and that is adding $5 to 10 francs with an exchange rate of 2 to 1. So we're going to be focusing on that, and we're going to do a little refactoring. So to do this, the sum needs to actually use bank reduce. So that's going to fail right now when we run it. And we're also going to look at some refactoring. Effectively, the money objects where they're declared in code, they can actually be expressions. So we're going to start moving that direction, move the code base to be using expressions over money. Money and sum can be expressions. Money plus can also accept an expression. And then the exception or the expression interface should also have the methods for plus and times. So we're going to have more expressions on that interface to expect classes to implement that. So we'll go ahead and start that refactoring. We're not going to complete everything in this video, but we will get the at least stubs going. So I'm going to jump over to IntelliJ now. You can see I've written a test here on line 85 there. We have test mixed addition. And we can see that I'm declaring two properties, $5 and 10 francs, declare a bank. I load a rate into the bank, and then I get a result. Now this is going to fail right now. So let's go ahead and run it, and we'll watch the failure. And we can see that we are not getting the expected amount. So the reduction isn't happening for the currency. So the rate isn't getting applied. And that's to be expected because if you look here at the sum and the bank object is not being used at all. So what we can do is come in here and say reduce, take the bank and 2, like so. And we can also apply that here, reduce, bank. So both of those will work. And now when we run the test, we can see that our test is now green. But we still have some refactoring that we can do here. So on our sum object, the money can actually be an expression. So as well as the properties and the constructor parameters can also be expressions. So let's make sure this all still runs. So our test is still green, so that refactoring went okay. And I forgot to delete this commented out code here, so I'm going to do that there. Now let's take a look at money and our times method that can return back an expression. And we can also accept an expression here. So again, remember one of our tasks was to start phasing out the use of the expression object to give ourselves some more versatility. So let's go ahead and run our test again, make sure that's still going. And that forces a compile so everything's happy. So with these changes that we're making, we can actually go in and start changing our test to also use the expression object. So this should be happy. Let's make sure that runs. So we can see that runs, but if I change this, now we can see that this does not run. So what we want to do is pull this up to the expression, like so. And now when we come over to sum, you can see that sum is not happy, so I'm going to come down here, hit Command N, say implement methods. You can see that it's looking for that plus. So let's go ahead and run all our tests, make sure that we are still running correctly. I'll come up here, click on this guy. You can see that our 10 tests, they ran pretty quickly in 21 milliseconds. So everything's still green. I'm going to stop there. Let's jump over to our task list. Now you can see the task that we set off to do, the add money. We've crossed that off. We still have return money on the list. And now I've also added sum plus and expression times. So we did sum plus, we put it in there, but we just put a stub on there. So we're going to add it to our to-do list. And then in the next video, we're also going to tackle refactoring expression and putting the times method on that method as well.